Guys, let's talk about Meghan Markle's latest internet fiasco, because trust me, this one is beyond embarrassing. On The View, Whoopi Goldberg didn't just throw shade, she outright shredded Meghan for her awkward attempt at an ASMR eating video. Now, ASMR is supposed to be calming, soothing, even addictive to watch, but Meghan somehow managed to turn it into one of the cringiest performances we've seen online. And the way Whoopi reacted live on air? It was savage, honest, and exactly what so many viewers were already. Whoopi Goldberg didn't hold back. She bluntly called the video weird and forced, pointing out that Meghan was clearly chasing internet trends without any real understanding of what makes ASMR appealing. Whoopi even mocked Meghan's over-the-top chewing noises and bizarre facial expressions, saying it looked less like relaxing ASMR and more like a desperate publicity stunt. The audience at The View laughed, but you could tell this was deeper than comedy. It was a genuine takedown of Meghan's constant need to make everything about herself. This is what makes Whoopi's comments sting even more. She tapped into the heart of the problem. Meghan wasn't doing ASMR to entertain fans or add something creative to the trend. She was doing it to stay relevant, to force herself into a space she doesn't belong. And when Whoopi said, "Not everything is about you, Meghan," it cut right to the truth. That line wasn't just about ASMR, it was about Meghan's entire public persona. Always centering herself, always playing the victim, and always reaching for attention in the most awkward ways possible. And let's be real, the internet agreed with Whoopi. Meghan's video quickly racked up dislikes and negative comments, with people calling it disturbing and even unwatchable. Many pointed out that instead of giving off relaxing vibes, it felt more like Meghan was trying to seduce the camera while eating. Fans of ASMR called it a mockery of the genre, saying she doesn't understand the craft and only sees it as another tool to push her image. Whoopi simply said what millions were already tweeting, that Meghan will jump on any trend, no matter how awkward, if it means staying in the headlines. So here's the bottom line. Whoopi Goldberg exposed Meghan in a way few celebrities have dared to do on mainstream TV. She didn't sugarcoat, she didn't dance around the truth, she flat out shredded Meghan's attempt at being trendy. And what makes this whole situation even more brutal is that it wasn't a rumor, it wasn't gossip, it happened right there on The View for everyone to see. Meghan tried to reinvent herself with ASMR, and instead, she got humiliated. Once again, Meghan Markle proves that no matter how hard she tries to control the narrative, the cracks in her performance are always visible, and this time, Whoopi made sure the whole world saw them. Let's be honest for a second, folks. Meghan Markle has had her fair share of awkward public moments, but this latest one? It takes things to a whole new level of cringe. She tried to dip her toes into the world of ASMR, you know, that popular online trend where people whisper, tap, and eat in ways that are supposed to be relaxing and oddly satisfying. But instead of creating something soothing or entertaining, Meghan ended up producing what might be the most uncomfortable ASMR eating video we've ever seen. And here's the kicker: Whoopi Goldberg saw it, reacted on The View, and shredded her so brutally that even Meghan's most loyal defenders had no choice but to admit it was painful to watch. When Whoopi Goldberg speaks, people listen. She has decades in the industry, a no-nonsense attitude, and a talent for calling out nonsense when she sees it. And boy, did she see through Meghan's little stunt. On live television, Whoopi didn't just critique the video, she demolished it. She pointed out how forced it felt, how unnatural Meghan looked, and how the whole thing reeked of desperation rather than creativity. Whoopi laughed, the audience laughed, and by the end of it, Meghan had been reduced from a self-proclaimed innovator to a punchline. The funny thing is, ASMR is supposed to be about authenticity. Real ASMRtists spend years perfecting their craft, experimenting with sounds, studying the psychology behind relaxation, building communities that appreciate the art of calming noises. But Meghan? She jumped in like it was just another Instagram trend to hijack. The chewing was exaggerated, the whispers were awkward, and the facial expressions were borderline ridiculous. You couldn't relax watching it. You couldn't enjoy it. You could only cringe. And Whoopi called it exactly what it was: a publicity stunt dressed up as content creation. Whoopi's sharpest line, and trust me, this one stung, was when she said, "Not everything has to be about you, Meghan." That was the moment the entire panel fell silent for half a second before bursting into laughter. Because that line didn't just apply to ASMR, it applied to Meghan's whole approach to fame. Every project, every interview, every so-called creative endeavor seems to circle back to one thing: Meghan putting herself at the center of attention. And Whoopi wasn't afraid to say what so many people were already thinking: Meghan's obsession with keeping herself in the spotlight has reached the point of parody. And let's talk about the internet's reaction, because it was brutal. Within hours of Meghan's ASMR video dropping, the comment sections were flooded. People weren't whispering sweet nothings, they were dragging her left and right. "This isn't relaxing, it's disturbing," wrote one user. Another said, "It feels like she's trying to seduce the microphone instead of do ASMR." Fans of real ASMR were the most offended, calling her video a mockery of the genre and an insult to creators who actually take this seriously. Meghan thought she was about to ride the wave of a popular internet trend, but instead, she drowned in mockery. And Whoopi simply said out loud what millions were already tweeting: Meghan doesn't understand culture, she exploits it. What makes this even worse for Meghan is how predictable it was. Think about it: every time the spotlight drifts away from her, she pulls something new to drag it back. A new podcast, a staged photo op, a dramatic interview, and now ASMR eating? It's like she has a checklist of internet fads, and she's determined to tick every single one in hopes of staying relevant. But instead of keeping her in the headlines for the right reasons, each attempt just adds to the mountain of ridicule surrounding her. Whoopi's commentary crystallized that truth: people aren't laughing with Meghan, they're laughing at her. The thing about Whoopi Goldberg is she doesn't need to exaggerate. She didn't make up rumors. She didn't twist the facts. She reacted to exactly what was in front of her, and the truth was embarrassing enough. Watching Meghan lean into the camera with exaggerated chewing noises and over-the-top expressions was comedy gold, not relaxing content. Whoopi's role was simply to put words to the awkwardness everyone else was already feeling. And the fact that she did it live on The View, with the whole audience backing her up, turned Meghan's little experiment into a national embarrassment. And here's the dangerous part for Meghan: this wasn't just a small internet flop. This was mainstream TV ridicule. Whoopi's takedown wasn't buried on a random blog. It wasn't hidden in a TikTok comment section. It was broadcast to millions of daytime viewers who trust Whoopi as a voice of reason. That's reputation damage on a massive scale. When Whoopi Goldberg, a respected cultural figure, calls you out as desperate and self-absorbed, that sticks. It shapes how the broader public sees you. And for Meghan, who has been desperately trying to rebrand herself as a polished, relatable star, this was a massive step backward.